Hey friends, hey family, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Crystal Blue. I do Christian content and I also do what's called the Word of the Day. I also have shorts and videos of me and my family having fun together. So if you like what you see in here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Those of you returning, happy Friday. As you know, I missed a video yesterday. I had some personal business I had to take care of. Luckily, that's all dealt with. And yesterday was my son's birthday. So we had a lot of fun things going on. So I missed a video. So what I was going to talk about yesterday, we're going to talk about today. And we're going to be reading from the book of Proverbs. And this one, again, like every other thing I speak of, is just relevant and it's important. So Proverbs 14, verses 26 through 27. To me, this is foundational for your family, your kids, for the future, for everything. So it says, again, this is Proverbs 14, 26 and 27. Whoever fears the Lord has a secure fortress, and for their children it will be a refuge. The fear of the Lord is a foundation of life, turning a person from the snares of death. Basically, this is saying if we revere the Lord, He will be our fortress. Because remember, we talked about fearing the Lord, meaning reverence, respect Him. If we do that, we can rest in Him. He is our fortress, He is our protection. And also, that goes for our children as well. They can take refuge in Him. The fear of the Lord is the foundation of life. And it really is the foundation for everything. If you are brought up in a Christian home as a child and you know about God and you learn as you grow up in life, you'll know what to do, how to navigate situations a whole lot better as opposed to if you don't know God or if you never heard of Him. I know there are people out there that didn't grow up in Christian households and maybe later on they found out about God and then they were like, oh man, if I could have gone back, I would have done this differently. And that's okay. My phrase is better late than never. But for those of us that do have young children and are trying to bring them up in a Christian household, this is so important because it said, the fear of the Lord is the foundation of life, turning a person from the snares of death. If your kid is trained up properly, it literally can protect them from death, from getting hurt, from going to jail or anything like that, because they know what to do. Instead of going to drugs or alcohol, they know that they can rest in the Lord. They know that the Lord is their refuge, that they can pray and ask for guidance instead of going to these worldly substances and worldly things that could cause them harm or kill them. And it ties right in with another famous proverb that we all know, Proverb 22 and 6. Start children off on the way they should go, and even when they're old, they will not turn from it. Train up a child on the way they should go, and they won't depart from it. If you teach them while they're little and they know God, when they grow up, they'll have that foundation. And that's what happened with me. I grew up in a Christian household. And gosh, I remember going to churches young as probably in maybe elementary school and growing up, going to high school and college and getting saved and everything. And even though I veered and I strayed, I remember that foundation. Like they said, like it says in 27, it's the foundation of life. I came back to that foundation when I was having like a serious crisis in my life a few years ago. I knew what to turn to. And that's what I want for my children, to grow up in that and know the Lord and love the Lord and revere Him. That way, when they do have obstacles, even when they're grown and out of my house, they know who their refuge is. They know who they can come back to. And it's so important to have that with our families. And I just want to speak on that because, I do have young children and they are very impressionable. They are 2 and 3. My 3-year-old, she's always asking about God. Like, Mommy, why do you read the Bible? Why do you go to Bible study? Why do you do these things? And she is in the habit now of praying every night before she goes to bed. And I'm just so glad that she, loves to ask questions, and that's how toddlers are. They ask questions about everything. So she is in the habit. She goes to bed. Before she goes to bed every night, she prays. And my son, he just turned 2. His speech isn't all that great, but I will pray with him and say the prayer. And I'll say, can you say amen? And sometimes he says, man. So I'm trying to get my babies in that flow because I want to raise them the way I was raised. So as they get older and they grow up, they know how to navigate situations of this world knowing that God is on their side and that God has their back, because it's so important, because it is the foundation of life. And that's what I want to speak to you guys about. I love you. I hope this blessed you. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Love you. Bye-bye.